Alright, so in this video, I will be going over the pros and the cons of being a Phoenix Raven in the world's greatest Air Force. Okay, so if you're new here, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications, and let me know if you're security forces, what base are you at? And if you are a current or past Raven, comment your Raven number down in the comments, bruh. Alright, so look, even though this is my opinion, once I state my opinion, it becomes fact. So everything that I'm speaking on is from either I seen it or I went through it myself. So let's talk about the pros of being a Raven. For me, it's the working out. That's one of them, bro. Like my schedule when we wasn't flying is from you go to the office by 8. I think it was 7:30. Yeah, to be at the office by 7:30, right? And you basically just check your email, basically accountability. And so from 8 to 11:30, that's like your slotted workout time. And then you have to be back to the office by 12. And then you work from 12 to 4:30. Like what type of schedule is that? Sound like an easy one to me. Now, that was one. The next one is of course the flying, the traveling. Now, I've been to 5 of the 7 continents, over 50 countries, if my mind is right. And the stuff that I've seen, like to be able to see the stuff that you see on TV, like travel wise, and you could actually like say that you've been there. For an example, we went to it was Jordan, but it was one of the 7 wonders of the world. It was in the movie Indiana Jones. So I just forgot what part of Jordan that was, but seeing that was dope as hell. But when you walk that whole situation, I walked it in Chuck Taylor's. That was a mistake. Don't take Chuck Taylor's out, period, if you're doing a lot of walking. So the traveling, of course. 3, the money. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, bro, imagine being an E3 or an E4 like I was, making E5 money, making E6 money, making E7 money. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy because what happens is you get your regular check that you get on the 1st of 15th, right? And then let's just say you go to a place that's tax free, such as Iraq. Like your regular first, like your regular check that you get is tax free. So that's that. And then you get the voucher from the per diem from you being gone. So if you do it right, bruh, and if you fly a lot, you can touch 10 bands in a month as an E3 or E4. I'm just, if I'm lying, I'm dying. But that pay was crazy. Everybody in the Raven section had nice cars because shoot, we could pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Escalades, Camaros, Lexuses, like new trucks. People was like living, and then money wasn't the thing to us. If we want to go hang out for a weekend in Philly, that's just what we did because money wasn't a problem. But along coming money comes the problems. But we'll get to that on the cons. Another pro I would say, bruh, is meeting like some like the people that's in charge of the world, like some of the generals. I flew a mission in support of Joe Biden when he was a VP. So just getting to experience that was cool. All the pictures we done took with some of these officials, and it was just a dope experience to say the least. Another pro is the time off. So every 3 days that you was gone on a mission, you get 1 day off. So if you did like a 2 week mission, you get like 3-4 days off when you get back to the States. You know what I'm saying? So you got them 3 days off, and then you're probably gonna get tasked for another mission. So you ain't gotta really be stateside or be home or be in the office. Staying on the go is where it's at. But that could be a con too. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Another pro, bro, the 5-star hotels, bro. Some of the hotels that I've stayed in, but like they don't have them in the States. I promise you they don't. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen a skyrise hotel. You know what I'm saying? I stayed in one in Vietnam. I said, bro, is this a high rise or a hotel? You know what I'm saying? So them hotels be A1, the service be A1, the room service that is, the people cool. you get a lot of stuff free when you stay in these 5-star hotels. And then with you being military, people just like cater to you, dog. Like being a Raven is just a sweet lick, a sweet gig if you can get yourself into that position. Pause. Let's talk about the cons. Flying, bro. Flying, bro. Cause listen, you're either flying on a C5 or a C17, and sometimes a C130. Now, thankfully, I ain't never had to experience a C130 flight, and I heard that those flights are super rough, super uncomfortable, and low key kind of scary. So I'm just glad I ain't never had to fly the C130. But on a C17, like you gotta sit along the walls of the airplane, so you feel like every dip, every turn, and if you're a person like me, you don't like roller coasters, that can kind of like get to you in a way. But it's crazy how I'm not really a heights person, and I went to the Air Force. It's just backwards. So flying can be scary, and once you get over that fear and get used to it, you're gonna be alright. But along with flying, bruh, is your sleep schedule is gonna be thrown off because mind you, some of these flights be 8 hours plus. Well, most of them be 8 hours plus. You know what I'm saying? And so you're constantly going to these different time zones, and sometimes you just can't sleep because when you land, it's daytime, but your body is trained for the U.S. time. So your sleep schedule and your appetite is gonna be thrown off because of the constant time you are spending in the air. Now, this is a pro and a con. If you're single, Raven life is for you because you ain't got nobody to take care of. You ain't got nobody you're responsible for. You just responsible for you. So you can fly as many times as you want to. But if you have a family, being a Raven is a con, bro. Because listen, the summertime is when, at least when I was in, the summertime is the busy time. It's like peak season, and so you constantly on the go. You might do 4-5 missions in a month. It just depends. And so when you're constantly gone away from the family, like at first it's cool because your spouse can see that you out getting to the money. You know what I'm saying? And doing this and that, take care of the family, make sure all the bills are paid. But you know, you can't offer money to replace time. You know what I'm saying? And so some of these spouses they be fed up with Raven life, and you as a Raven you just can't. You gotta try to figure out how to navigate that and try to get out of Raven as I ain't gonna say as quick as you can, but at least decrease your flying frequencies. You know what I'm saying? So if you are a single person, Raven is for you. Now I'm not saying if you are a family man you can't do it. You just gotta work that out with your partner, man. Now another con to being a Raven is even though it's a sweet, lick, easy job, some of the things that you can get yourself into, like in these different countries, I would say what you see in these different countries, like Iraq and Afghanistan, that could have you on edge. Like for an example, if you go to Iraq or Afghanistan or Yemen, like the kids are walking around with weapons. You know what I'm saying? And so you're just constantly on the edge, but you're trained. You know that this can happen, but you're just always on the edge, and that can like mess with your mental in a little bit. Another con of being a Raven is the jealousy within your peers and the leadership because everybody can't be a Raven. It's only 3,000 of us within the whole Air Force, right? And so people know what we do. People know what we get to see, how much money we make, and all that. And so people just be dry hating for no reason, dog. Especially if you go through the gate and you know somebody that tried to come out for Raven and they just couldn't pass it, and then they see you, they just be all dry and act like a little girl over there. That ain't the word I want to use, but they just being little girls about the situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, bruh, I've had the same opportunity that you had to be Raven. I made it, you didn't. That's just unfortunate, bruh. Hey, another con to being a Raven is when you have to fly with like inexperienced Ravens. You know what I'm saying? Like it's funny and I'm joking, but I'm also so serious, bro, because it's like a Raven team usually consists of a team of three. So me plus two other people. And so when you got two new booty Ravens, it's kind of like you babysitting, dog. I'm just being honest. They got all these questions. They just sitting there, not knowing what to do, looking crazy. I'm just like, bruh, sit down. We about to take off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind the questions, but it's just like a little kid in the candy store or a store period. Like, put that down, sit down. Like just relax. And then like, since this like is like their first mission, you don't know if you can trust them to watch your back. You know what I'm saying? So that's a little thing that me personally I ain't really like doing, flying with New Be the Ravens, but it has to be done at some point. Other than that, bro, I think that's really all I got when it comes to pros and cons. I know it's something else that I'm forgetting, and I'm pretty sure y'all gonna have some questions. So drop them down in the comments, and if it's enough of them, I'll just make another video. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button again, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications. I'm gonna keep the military content going, and let's keep rocking out. I'm out, bruh.